signs memoranda of understanding on investment. And the foreigners in Russia strike on Ukraine's prison claim 16 lives, wounds dozens of other people. And in sports, Confederation of African Football announces record $10.4 million nations championship prize money. And now the details. I am Mike James. The Lagos State Parking Authority, LASPA, has started the enforcement of indiscriminate parking within the state secretariat, Alausa, as part of efforts to rid it of all forms of traffic congestion. The monitoring and enforcement team of LASPA stormed the secretariat and issued removal notices on vehicles wrongly parked on the curbs, walkways, double parking and areas within the no parking signages. The State Parking Authority also observed that some vehicle owners who are not officials of the state governments but have their offices around the state secretariat in Alausa usually make use of the secretariat for parking, thereby overstretching the facility. The enforcement team of LASPA issued a 24-hour ultimatum to owners of the vehicles violating the state parking regulations to either evacuate them or have their vehicles towed away. It will be recalled that the Lagos State Head of Service, Olabode Aguru, during the July monthly Work for Fitness exercise organized by the Office of the Head of Service, and joined LASPA to start the enforcement of indiscriminate parking within the state secretariat in Ikeja and the old secretariat before extending it to other parts of the state. The Lagos State government has restated its commitment to continually nurture platforms that encourage civic participation, youth empowerment, and climate consciousness in Lagos State. Commissioner for the Environment and Water Resources, Tokunbo Wahab, made this known during the Lagos House Talents Competition Climate Edition Grand Finale event, saying it is a celebration of innovation, creativity, and youth-led climate advocacy. Wahab said the present administration is committed to creating a Lagos that is not only smart and resilient, but also inclusive, creative, and prepared for the future. He emphasized that the government, beyond policies and infrastructure, recognized that the heartbeat of sustainability lies in people, especially the youth. Highlights of the event featured the various categories of awards being presented to the winners, with the first place winner going home with a cash prize of 5 million naira and a plaque. First runner-up won a prize of 2 million naira and a plaque, while the second runner-up won a cash prize of 1 million naira and a plaque. The federal government has dismissed claims of marginalization of northern Nigeria in road infrastructure development under President Bola Tinubu's administration. Minister of Works David Umahi refuted the assertion, describing the remarks as false and misleading, stating that the northern region, particularly the northwest geopolitical zone, has in fact benefited more than any other region from ongoing federal roads project. The minister highlighted the 1,068-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Superhighway as a flagship initiative, with 378 kilometers currently under construction across Kebbi and Sokoto states. Umahi said the current administration is not prioritizing road projects in the south over those in the north, emphasizing that the project is longer than the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, countering the perception of southern favoritism. Providing further figures, Mahi revealed that ongoing road project in northern Nigeria amounts to 756 kilometers in three-lane equivalent, compared to 409 kilometers in the south. He also clarified that many of the projects were inherited from the previous administration, with Tinubu's government committing significant funding to ensure their continuation. Umahi reiterated the government's commitment to equitable infrastructure development across all regions of the country. And now to the rest of the stories. The Rural Electrification Agency, REA, has signed multiple memoranda of understanding with key institutions and private sector players, targeting over 500 billion naira in private sector-led investment and significant infrastructure deployment across underserved communities. The event, themed Strengthening Partnership for Sustainable Energy Access and Socio-Economic Development, took place in Abuja, gathering stakeholders from the security, agriculture, correctional services, banking, and clean energy sectors. Addressing participants, REA's Managing Director Abba Aliyu declared that MOUs signed by the agency are not ceremonial paperwork but practical roadmaps for delivering measurable results. Aliyu announced past MOU outcomes, including deployment of 4 smart police stations in collaboration with the Police Trust Fund, delivery of renewable energy testing and simulation center, mobilization of 100 billion naira private sector debt funding for renewable energy service companies. Nigeria has recorded 152 deaths from Lassa fever so far in 2025. According to a report by the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, the case fatality rate now stands at 18.7%, higher than the 17.3% recorded during the same period in 2024. The NCDC noted that the number of new confirmed cases in week 28 remained the same as in week 27, with fresh infections reported in Ondo, Edo, and Benue states. The most affected age group, according to the NCDC report, is between 21 and 30 years, with a median age of 30 years. And in some foreign news, a Russian airstrike on a prison in a frontline region in southeastern Ukraine has killed 16 people and wounded more than 30 others. According to Ukrainian officials, the overnight attack in Zaporizhzhia also damaged surrounding homes as Russian forces launched 8 strikes using high-explosive aerial glide bombs. Ukrainian President's Chief of Staff, Andriy Yermak, condemned the strikes as another war crime committed by Russia. Zaporizhzhia is one of 4 eastern regions in Ukraine that Russia claims to have annexed since 2022, although the region is largely under Ukrainian control. And over to sports news, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has announced a record total prize pool of $10.4 million for the 2024 African Nations Championship to mark a major financial boost and signal the organization's intent to elevate the competition's stature. For the first time in the tournament's history, the eventual champions will pocket a staggering $3.5 million, an increase of 75% from the $2 million awarded to the winners in the last edition. CAF President Patrice Motsepe said the increase in prize money reflects the Federation's ongoing efforts to promote and invest in African football at all levels. He noted that the CHAN, which features players exclusively from their domestic leagues, plays a vital role in nurturing homegrown talent and enhancing the global competitiveness of African teams. The 2024 edition of CHAN will be the first to be jointly hosted by 3 countries, Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. Scheduled to run from August 2 to 30, it will bring together 19 teams, including defending champion Senegal, record winners Morocco and Democratic Republic of Congo, as well as Nigeria, Algeria, Guinea, and Zambia. That was our news at 12. Just before we go, ensure the registration mark on your vehicle is clear and visible at all times. You can follow us and like all our various social media platforms: X, Traffic Radio 961, Facebook, Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM, Instagram, Lagos Traffic Radio 961. Subscribe and watch our news and programs. It's live on YouTube, Traffic Radio 961. Our website is www.trafficradio961.ng. You can also listen to Lagos Traffic Radio live on my Lagos app for timely updates. Did you know that the Sanwo-Olu administration organized a mentorship seminar for over 1,000 youths on the theme Agripreneur Strategy for Wealth Creation? Well, you can always get more details on the Legacy Government website. And to end the news, here are the highlights of the major stories. The Legacy Parking Authority, LASPA, has started the enforcement of indiscriminate parking within the secretariat, Alausa, as part of efforts to rid it of all forms of traffic congestion. The Rural Electrification Agency, REA, has signed multiple memoranda of understanding with key institutions and private sector players, targeting over 500 billion naira in private sector-led investment and significant infrastructure deployment across underserved communities. We also told you that a Russian airstrike on a prison in a frontline region in southeastern Ukraine has killed 16 people and wounded more than 30 others. And in sports, the Confederation of African Football, CAF, has announced a record total prize pool of $10.4 million for the 2024 African Nations Championship to mark a major financial boost and signal the organization's intent to elevate the competition's stature. For contact with the newsroom, send a message to info@trafficradio961.ng. That ends the news broadcast compiled by Abiola Fagbolagun. Thank you, Lagos, for listening. My name is Mike James. Beautiful afternoon to you.
Before May 20.